That fades out really quickly. What up, Internet? I'm Tom. It is yet another beautiful day in Entertainment is Deadland. It is Wednesday. We are back from our 2-week hiatus caused by Halloween, Gamergate, and Extra Life. Mainly Extra Life.
Gamergate.
Yeah. Gamergate caused us to quit the Internet. Not really.
It's back a ways.
Yeah.
Many people.
we had to reevaluate our life goals after Gamergate.
Yeah. All my horse sleeping around just wasn't good anymore.
No, man. You gotta think about it.
Come on now.
You sexist pig.
Oh, man. Put more.
That made me this way.
So, welcome to the new and improved Entertainment is Dead. Hi, I'm Tom at Thomas Winkley. I'm gonna try to wrangle this new format. I'm just gonna go down the row. Say hello to Steve Gibbs at Steve Gibbs. Say hello.
Hey, what's
Hey.
up, everyone?
Next-
Ladies and gentlemen, he's a douchebag.
Well, that was harsh.
Yeah.
Oh. Next to him, we have Randall Bradford at WebheadBot. Did you change your Twitter handle again? Jesus.
Amazing, right? It's funny because when you change it, it doesn't erase all your followers, so it doesn't matter. Like, people know you as Randy, so they search for Randy, and it still finds it. But WebheadBot is what's gonna stay, so don't worry.
For this
Okay,
week.
so we went from dildo,
Next week it'll be
dildo name, like vibrator name to what was the other one?
The other one was
Yeah, Ram.
Bot.
So, vibrator to no friends to WebheadBot.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
At no friends.
You know what? You're all douchebags.
Oh my god. I wonder if at no friends is taken on Twitter, because if so, I'm switching to it.
How about don't be his friend?
Hashtag don't follow. Next to him, drinking coffee, I think, in a pixelated universe, is Lance at Chuck Sweat.
It's actually Tony the Tiger Cup. So, because my life is. How do you feel about that?
You know,
Are
you're
you drinking Kellogg's?
you're
You can only be drinking Frosted Flakes if you're drinking it from
yeah.
the Tiger Cup.
Nope.
You know, Lance,
No.
your cup may be Tony the Tiger, but your internet connection is not great.
This is not me. That's slow as fuck. It
Great.
is me, actually.
It is totally you. Next to him, back with a vengeance, the bearded photo, Jacob.
Here to haunt your dreams, Internet.
Oh, God.
That
I'm
photo.
alright on it.
And once again, whisked away to a darkened basement, Mandy has made it.
I'm still kidnapped, Internet. It's okay.
Don't worry, we have reports that she is getting food and water on the regular, so all is well.
Surviving a little bit.
So with our new format, oh crap, I forgot to start the clock. Redo.
Good job, Tom.
Oh man, we're already behind schedule. So with our new format, we are going to discuss some things. So I want to start out by talking about The Evil Within, which I am at the end of. I still have not beat the stupid game, but I'm at the end of it.
Really?
Really. So essentially, I'm stuck on this really stupid snaky vampire head-eating boss thing. It looks like 5 snakes shoved together with sharp teeth, and you have to kill it. But I don't have a whole lot of ammo because, much like Resident Evil 4, it is all about ammo conservancy, and I'm not very good at that.
Stresses me out.
Oh, it's the worst. And like honestly, there was a boss fight at about level 7. Where all I did was I just at the end was screaming and mashing the melee button, praying that he would die, and I won, and I was like, oh, thank God. That's over. I'm going to go buy some more ammo and try this again. It's pretty good, you know. For me, it's like a 7.5, maybe a 7.25 for rating-wise, because it's not, I don't want to say it's not what I hoped, but it's basically Resident Evil 4 with a lot more scary stuff in it. It starts out absolutely terrifying. I mean, absolutely just creepy, awful, terrifying. And then it's Resident Evil 4. Like, the second, I think it's Mission 2, is like the opening level to RE4 without the Spanish president's daughter. You are walking through this weird village in the reeds. shooting zombies. I mean,
When you started playing during Extra Life, right?
no, I picked up during Extra Life. I played the middle. So but the cool thing they do is they give you all this power. They make you feel super awesome because you're crushing these zombies, and then suddenly there's an 8-legged spider woman you can't kill chasing you through dungeons, and you're fucked again. So it's really good at doing that. But closer to the end, like now where I am, it's reached a point where I just want to be done. I'm not excited to explore. I don't really care anymore. I'm tired of killing zombies. I just want to know why I'm in this crazy horror world, and I kind of want it over. So the story is still really good, but a lot of times now at this point, the gameplay feels like it's just they're doing it to make the game longer, not to tell you a story at this point. So
let me ask you a couple questions, Tom, about the game.
sure.
Do you first off, do you feel like it's worth the $60 price point?
If you are an absolute horror junkie, yes. If you bought Resident Evil 4 on PS2, GameCube, any rendition of RE4 you can get your hands on, then yes, you will love this game, and it's worth $60. If you are in between on the horror game, if maybe Silent Hill is more your jam, or you just want to be scared, I would wait. I would buy it for $40. I'd find it on a sale, do something like that.
So it's not necessarily as scary as, say, something like, I don't know. I felt like Condemned was really scary. I felt like Doom 3 was really scary. I'm trying to think. I mean, Resident Evil 4 had its moments. I mean, the lake was fucking scary if you ever walked up to the lake.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple other things. I mean, but it was more of a jumpy thing, and it was still action based, right?
Right.
So I mean, it was intense and it's still stressful. Is it kind of that kind of feeling where it's intense and stressful versus like creepy as fuck and I don't want to go into a building kind of thing?
Yeah, it is, and there's a lot of moments like that. And so you get, like, leading up to this boss was actually very similar. You're suddenly dropped and, like, you're in the sewers. There's this gross, slimy shit growing out of the walls. There's these crazy two-headed zombies coming at you, and so that became really creepy. I found myself sneaking around everywhere. It's just really roller coastery with it. And so if you were expecting a straight-up terrifying horror game, you're not getting that. You're getting a blend of, like, horror, and then you're getting a lot of action, which I think is why a lot of the reviews are a little bit lower than you'd expect based on the trailer. There's also I feel like they rushed it, but there's also some really weird kind of buggy stuff that happens, some collision problems. You know, you get knocked down and body parts are pushing through walls or pushing through the floor.
Are there puzzles?
There's a couple. They're not really challenging. Like, at one point later on in the game, you find, like, these 3 little circuits, and you have to put them into a circuit breaker in the right order. But it took, 3 minutes at most to figure it out. So nothing too complex.
I hate puzzles in games. I think it's ridiculous.
But you liked Prince of Persia, though. Like, you liked that series. There's tons of puzzles in those.
Yeah.
But, okay, that's kind of the exception. I just feel like...
So you like him if the game's cool enough to, like,
No,
warrant it.
it's not it. It's just everybody fucking does it. And how many times do I have to do a 7th grade math puzzle? Like, that's the baseline of that. That's why I don't like it. It's like, why do we have to keep doing this?
Well, and I
don't
think...
many games have puzzles anymore.
Yeah. But I
think some people have mini games like hit X, hit A, right? But
Right.
They're like,
puzzles.
so instead they're like, we build a better story. We don't have to have people spend 5 hours trying to figure out a fucking puzzle.
Well, and
Makes a lot of sense.
that's where some of the questions roll in.
It's all about how the puzzle relates in the game. So a game like Zelda, a game like Lara Croft, in a tomb it makes sense to have a puzzle to get to the next section. If there's just a random puzzle just to have a puzzle, yeah, that's stupid.
And in this game, like, the really only thing they do puzzle-wise is, like, kind of fetch quests. Like, there's stuff where you have to find, like, these fragments of heads to put into, to unlock, like, a safe to a room. But that room leads to their version of Pyramid Head, which is fucking, oh my god. It's not Pyramid Head. It's this big fucking monster with a meat hammer, like this giant meat tenderizer with a hook on the back of it. And its head is a safe. And when you kill it, the safe, like, explodes and bleeds out the front. But then, if there's any safes nearby, it'll just grow out of another safe. So there's some really, really cool stuff. Like I said, it's if you're a horror person, this game is for you. If you're not really into horror, this is not. I don't know if this is the game to step in. I think if you can make it to the first 3 hours and be psychologically okay after, you'll be all right. But it's pretty brutal at first, and you do some pretty, like, you find yourself like stomping on corpses as you're walking through just to make sure they don't reanimate on you, and like lighting.
The double tap.
Yeah, dude, and you light fucking everything on fire. Like you walk by a corpse and you light it on fire, and by about the 7th mission, you're getting like a sick pleasure out of watching them writhe and scream. It really,
Nice.
it's intense. It's really cool. But that I'm out of time on that. So if you're a horror person, go pick it up. Looks beautiful. There are some weird collision things going on. Soundtrack is great. Game is great.
What
Voice
console
acting is good.
Is it on? what platform?
PS4, Xbox One, and I believe PC. Yep, PC, and then Xbox 360 and PS3 as well. I think.
I'll wait
so-
to get it on PC then.
Yeah, yeah. And it's $10 less on PC. You can get it for $50 on PC. So my review code was on PS4. So all right, Lance, we talked about it a little bit. Let's hear it. You bought Alien Isolation. You've got 5 minutes. I want to hear about it.
Okay, so I probably dumped about, I don't know, two and a half hours into the game. There were some really good elements once I finally got past some bullshit. But to give you an idea of what's wrong with the game,
Was the bullshit puzzles?
no,
That's what I was laughing at.
no, it's not. It's not puzzles. It's just you can't. Okay, we'll get into the puzzle thing later. We'll have a Bring Out Your Dead about puzzles. I'm gonna fucking do it next
Let's do
week. Bring Out Your Dead is puzzles.
Okay.
That's because of you fucking asshole. So anyways, it builds really well. The music's really good in it. I like the ambiance of it is very dark. But the things that I had problems with is because they're trying to build a spaceship that was what 19. Let me think. When did Alien 1 came out in
Like
1979, something like that. Yeah. So the problem I'm having with that is you're walking through, and the thing that drew me out immediately was they were trying to do they have all these tape players everywhere. And I almost felt like they were just trying way too hard to create this environment. And I'm like, what the fuck does a cassette tape have to do and a boombox have to do with this game? I don't remember that at all in the original movie, but I mean, I wanted to go back and watch it just to remember. Maybe they had it. But not only that, they seem to have the same shit laying around all over the place. And I have a problem with that if you're building a single-player game where you constantly find the same objects. I'm trying to remember. I Am Alive was the same way. I was going through the demo for I Am Alive and ran into the same fucking car like 5 times. And it drew me out. Just those little things that draw me out of the game. When you're trying to build a single-player story, it bugs me. The other thing I had a problem with was the actual actor, like the when they had like cutscenes with her, they were really janky. Like there was a part where she was like trying to look at somebody, but her eyes were locked off here, and she's like looking this way, so she looked like a doll.
Is this
And-
Ripley?
Yeah, Ripley's daughter. So it just another thing that just drew me out of the game. When I actually finally got to see the monster, that was cool, and it was fun. I didn't actually get to spend as much time with that. I don't know how else they could have built it because I spent so much time trying to get to that monster, and that's fine. And it was a lot of anxiety when I actually finally encountered it. It does have crafting in it, which really fucking bugs me, and I wish people would just get away from it. That's another thing that bugs me. We can have a Bring Out Your Dead about crafting because I think it's.
What if
Let's
it's
just do
fine?
all video games. Bring Out Your Dead video games, okay? Fuck crafting. Like, if I'm gonna craft something, I'm gonna craft something in real life. I don't think so, but I mean, it's a part of the game, fine. I don't think it was a game breaker. It just bugs me because I don't want to do that.
The gameplay I saw, the Xenomorph looked really stiff. Like it didn't look like it was fluid or alive.
So,
Oh, I was gonna say the opposite of what I saw. It looked really good.
so when I was actually playing the main story, it seemed to work out pretty well. Like it found me some of the things that you can do with your Kinect. If you have a Kinect, you can make it so if you lean, it'll you can look around objects to see where the alien is, and it also picks up sound. I didn't turn on the lean, but I turned on the sound, and me just breathing in the room, like some of the NPCs turned around and looked at me. But anyways, overall, the things that drew me out of the game were just like the AI. There was actually some human AI in there that was terrible. They were all standing around in this room, not doing anything, having a conversation, and it didn't even look like their lips were moving. And so overall, the alien was cool. If it was just the alien itself, I think I would give it, I don't know, 7.5. I don't think it's worth the full $60. I think same thing with Evil Within. You're probably gonna want to buy it on sale. I would say $30 would be a good price point for it. The Nostromo portion looked really, really cool. I got to play that for a little while, and that picked up really, really quick. So I would actually recommend, if you're a fan of the series, just play that and check that out probably first. So that's all I've got for that. Any questions?
Yeah, did you have any other, in the movie Alien, that's just the one xenomorph, you have just the one alien. Was it hard to keep, like, the anxiety or keep your attention based on only having one, like, thing? One main thing to attack or one thing to, like, avoid? Was that kind of a drag?
No, it was, I had tons of anxiety. The only thing I found that was really obnoxious about the alien is there's a point where on the Nostromo portion for when I was playing Ripley, Ellen Ripley, I was in a room and I was ducked behind a counter and it kept walking around this circle around this room. Like it kept walking out through the doors, around the side, in through the other doors, and it did it about 4 or 5 times because I was just waiting for it to leave. So finally I fucking toasted it with my you get a torch when you play as Ellen Ripley. So it just I thought it gave me an anxiety because I'm trying to avoid it. You're trying to like stay low and undercover, and it's a monster. So yeah, it was cool. Did that answer your question?
Yeah. That was just basically it. Because I've, in games where you have horde attacks and stuff, it keeps your anxiety or it keeps your attention because you're like constantly on the defense. You're constantly killing things, and so I can see a game potentially struggling with only having one like aggressor. One thing that's going to attack you.
So
that's good to know.
To elaborate, because I only played about 2.5 hours. Things that I saw in other reviews is there's things like androids and people. I actually encountered some people at the beginning that were so you're on a. I'm just gonna quickly do this, and we have to wrap this up. So this has been going on the space station with the alien for quite some time. So the remaining people on there are like doing all kinds of crazy shit. Like they're creating these groups where they, stand against other people and they're just trying to survive, and things like that. Kind of almost like a Walking Dead, but on a planet, like on a space station. Yeah. So one of the encounters I had with them is the one I was talking about where they're all standing around. So there are other enemies, but I thought they were really fucking dumb. Like, I didn't think the AI was very good on them. I think they put all their time into the alien and not enough time into the other stuff in the game.
Yeah, kind of rushed.
Okay.
Well, the environment, yeah, anyways. Okay.
Fair enough. So there you have it, folks. After waiting forever, there's Chuck Sweat finally weighing in on how he feels. I know you've all been waiting. I've been waiting. So, Mandy, you are up.
Mine's not exciting at all, and it's not anything new. I haven't played Destiny in a little while, and so I've been just kind of giving my Xbox a little bit of a change up. So I've been playing something really awesome called Dance Central that none of these guys have ever probably played.
Contraire.
Good at it.
I'm not good, but I have nephews and nieces. Of course I've played it.
So next Extra Life, we're all like hashing it out, right?
Let's do it. We're throwing down.
You want to see a big gorilla dance? Yeah. I'll
yeah. No, so I've just been doing that, and I forgot because it's been a long time, but I forgot that it takes your picture at like certain points as you're dancing. So, warning to people, make sure you're fully clothed because it will be taking your pictures and it saves them somewhere. I don't know where. And so I had to like panic moment and like F and go through everything and like make sure that
you're saying that you were dancing naked in your scary kidnapping. Is that really what you're telling us?
Yep, because at least my kidnappers give me like Kinect and stuff, right?
Right, of course.
Yeah, so I had to turn that feature off. So
Here,
fair
guys,
warning for
the
people.
features exist. They are
Yeah.
on the internet somewhere.
Yeah, I'm screwed. So don't do that. But yeah, so that's what I've been playing. Nothing at all exciting. But
I'm actually gonna do that. I'm just gonna wear my underwear.
just upload them for someone to hang out and watch.
Yeah. They're gonna find Mandy's and then they're gonna find mine and be like, oh,
Ah!
I was looking for Mandy.
oh my god,
Wrong.
so hairy. What is it? Is it human?
Did
Or
they release the
Sasquatch?
automatic upload to Facebook feature?
Oh, kill me. Yeah, no, not yet. No.
Your address.
With your-
husband.
Oh.
Because that feature would just be awesome right now. It's like,
Oh my
oh, hey,
gosh.
look, you're half naked getting, a Mountain
Yeah.
Dew out of the fridge on your Xbox One. Like, post a picture of it and you're like,
Yeah, that's
Ex-
just what I need.
Xbox features.
Change your profile picture.
You can have like a walking like Sasquatch picture, like in the woods.
Xbox, you're a dick.
So yeah,
Ah,
that's
that's
my
awesome.
super exciting
So-
gaming.
so
It's
Manny,
really nothing.
Do you get your family to play it with you? Your
My
daughter or
little,
husband?
my daughter, she's like almost a year and a half. She'll just kind of like look at me like I'm an idiot because you don't look cool when you're dancing at all. I don't care if you're like an amazing dancer playing it, you will look like a fool. So yeah, she looks at me and she loves to dance like to music and stuff, and she'll kind of like bounce next to me like, what are you doing? That looks kind of cool but lame at the same time, So that's about as much. I did get my husband to play with me like one time, and my friend and I recorded it, and it was epic, but then he made us delete it, so apparently it never happened.
Hmm.
But
Picture didn't happen.
No, that's good. He's
Yeah.
smart.
So moving away from embarrassing Mandy's husband and having our naked Mountain Dew pictures hit on the internet. Randall, I'll have you leave this one off. So 3 of you have been doing the Evolve Alpha, right? The 3 of you without a PS4 because the PS4 one got delayed due to
So-
2.0.
Is that right?
Evolve Big Alpha. I was super excited for it. I've been excited for Evolve for a long time. Just the gameplay and stuff I've seen. Super excited that I got a code for it, so I started playing, and I canceled my pre-order. The few things I didn't like first was one, it tells you kind of what your guy does or whoever it is you're playing. It gives you a brief synopsis right before or summary of your guy before you start playing. But other than that, there's not any kind of. It's just kind of like here you go, have fun, figure it out. The other problem is that for me, Evolve seems like it's a game that's all about the team you play with. Obviously, that's what they're going for. But if you end up getting with somebody that sucks or is brand new to the game, so they don't know what they're doing or whatever, your team just gets destroyed. And that's really what it hinges on. If you have a good team that communicates and works well together, the monster has a tough time with it. But if your medic is running around not knowing what they're doing and getting eaten by plants and trying to fight the thing in the lake because they think that's the monster, like, you're dead, plain and simple. Playing as the monster was a lot of fun, but it took a lot of strategy, which I liked. It wasn't just like I'm going to go in there and destroy everything. You had to be strategic about who you were fighting if the whole team was there at once. So that's my quick little thing. I'll let I'll let Steve and Lance talk as well.
Lance, you want to go ahead and give your thoughts?
So I actually agree with Randy on a lot of it. I kind of felt like I was playing. I know these are some of the guys from Left 4 Dead, and I agree with Randy. If you're not, if you jump into a game where people have already been playing it, you're going to get your ass kicked. And not to mention, both times that I joined or I got into the game finally after a really fucking long loading time, I started not at the beginning of the game, and like I started the first time I started as a monster because obviously I think that's what a lot of people want to be able to do is be the monster, and I immediately got my ass kicked by all 4 of them. They were all there waiting for me, beat the shit out of me. It seriously lasted about 5 minutes for the match, and I was like, okay, I don't even know what this monster does. I felt like, and Steve and I kind of talked about it online, is so he was like, well, I want to get rid of tutorials, I think they need to get rid of them in games, and it's like, they switched up the controls. It's not like you're dealing with like a Halo set of controls. The controls are all different, and I had no explanation of what was going on. And then the second time I played as a medic, same thing. I jumped into the game a little late, didn't really know what the controls were. I was just like, okay, I have a gun, all right, and that's about all I can figure out what was going on.
You were probably the medic that just got eaten by the killed
No,
Lance.
I was trying to shoot.
You
I
were
was trying to
that
shoot the
dick.
fucking. I was trying to shoot the monster, but I mean the medic's not set up to kill stuff. I mean it's set to heal everybody, right, and do a little bit of damage. I mean that's what I would say a medic's job is normally, right? So, anyways, I couldn't even figure out how to heal people. Steve and I jumped on the next day and we talked a little bit more about it. Got a little bit more information, but shit, I mean it shouldn't. I think about like the Titanfall setup, and that was a lot of fun. And I mean, spend 10 minutes, explain your game a little bit more, and do a tutorial on it. I don't care if people hate it, but if you're gonna switch the controls off of something that's not a normal set of controls, you probably need to do that.
Well,
You
make
probably
it
need to
optional.
explain a little bit.
Give me an
Right,
option.
make it an
You're
option.
playing as the medic, you're playing as the monster. Let me
Yeah.
fight a couple robots and figure out how to control things rather than jumping in with a group of other people who are going to be pissed because I don't know what I'm doing and they've been playing for a full day.
I'm concerned for this game. I think it has a lot of potential. I think it could be something really fun. However, based on this alpha, I don't think it's that game. I don't think it's a $60 game. I think it's like maybe a $30 game that if you could get all of your friends playing it at the same time, like, hey, we're done and we're bored on Destiny. Let's play this game. Let's play the fucking
Evolve.
yeah. Sorry. I'm tired. It's been a long day. So, anyway, Steve, go ahead.
I liked it. I thought it was good. It was fun. The controls seemed really simple to me. In the bottom right corner, it showed each button and what it associated with. So I played around with them and saw what they did. Kind of like Lance said, if you load into a game at the very start and it's the first time playing that character, it gives you a nice little screen and shows you this is your character's name, this is what they do, and this is how they work. And I enjoyed it. It was fun. Like playing as the monster. Like the goal is you eat things to level up. If you're a low-level monster, you're terrified because the 4 hunters, they can murder you. When you get to level 2 and 3, you stand a chance. And so you're like running around trying to scarf down food, trying to not get caught. And so I really enjoyed it. But I don't, as I sat down playing it, I was like, I would never sit down and just play this on my own, right? If I had 3 friends who were going to play with me, I would play it. Any game I purchase, I want to be able to sit down and play it by myself. We're working adults. We're not always going to have the opportunity to go, sit down, at one time a week and play a game. So
that's why I think and I don't know what their plans are, I doubt they will, but it would be nice if there was a version of the campaign for people who don't want to just do multiplayer. Let me find out why I'm fighting these monsters. If I'm a monster, let me fight.
Well, and even
go through a story.
Even then, like with Left 4 Dead, they did something really cool that I loved. Is you could play single player and you just have basically CPU bots running alongside you playing through the multiplayer, and it wasn't really a campaign. Do they have that? So at least you can get the practice in. I mean, you have to take into consideration this is coming from the guys that did Left 4 Dead. That was one of their most. I mean, that franchise is insanely successful. Why would they change the formula?
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
What I have a hard time seeing is, with Left 4 Dead, you progress the story, and with Evolve, I feel like they could do the same thing, like a campaign if you're hunting down monsters. But as far as I heard, they only have up to 4 different monsters planned right now. A 4-level campaign is not too terribly exciting to me.
Well, and I thought.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and I thought Destiny at first, when you only can level up to 20, was like lame because that's not enough for me, But then you can get further. But level 4 is even worse.
Well, and I will say with Evolve, they have the progression in a little bit in the sense that, okay, you've mastered this skill, so now you have enough points to unlock the next monster, or, you can change your skin, or, your avatar, whatever you want to call it. The other thing, though, I found as the monster is, when I played as the monster, I just put as much distance as I could between me and the hunters at the beginning, and then I attacked a giant, elite other monster in the thing, and ate that, and that made me level up a lot faster than eating the little guys that could shock you.
Yeah, but the problem is that other monster can hurt you, and then if the hunters catch up, you're boned.
But that's The one that I did the time I won successfully is the monster. I put my distance between them. I attacked the monster in the lake or the ocean, whatever, and the hunters showed up, and there was another monster in the lake, so I attacked him, and then I ran past the hunters, and that monster killed all the hunters. It killed like half the team for me,
That's
so
awesome.
I was able to continue to level.
The overall, if I could get the game for a good deal, or if I feel like they're going to incorporate some other multiplayer modes, right? Something other than 4 versus 1, right? They can't really do capture the flag, but maybe they do 8 versus 1, and there's like some cloaked monster who's just slowly murdering your friends. I don't know.
Or 8 versus 2 or 3, you know? Like,
I mean, I want something more appealing. The map seemed really small when I played as the monster. I felt like I was just running the same path over and over and over again.
it's not a $60 game.
Yeah, I haven't canceled my pre-order yet, but with the current content, with what I've read of what they expect to put out, I wouldn't pay full price for it.
So it sounds like you guys enjoyed what you played, but the concern, which is a concern I kind of threw out when I first played the game too, is content.
Right. I absolutely
What's the
agree.
content going to be?
I think
that's the biggest concern with Evolve.
I think the delivery of the way the game plays, the concept, the ideas, the way it looks, super good. I just don't feel like me shelling out $60, I'm going to be entertained for a very long time.
And
Yeah,
once
I
again,
agree.
But
even with more
I'm giving
content,
them a chance to keep my money. Show
even
me what
with
they're going to release.
content, though, it's a game that I'm going to have a lot more fun if I sit down with all of you to play instead of just sitting down and playing with a bunch of strangers online.
Right, but it's just like Steve said. It's like, how often does that happen? We have to like
Exactly.
plan it on a fucking calendar and like schedule it out for months.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why I want like single player story.
Destiny, you when you can get one friend to play a Destiny raid with you, you do it. So Evolve's going to be the same way.
Probably.
Okay. Well, there you have it. There's the alpha. I still haven't played it yet because, PS4 got delayed. So we'll see when that ever shows up. Jacob, we get to let you go last on this description quest because you, sir, have been the martyr. You have jumped on the grenade. You have sacrificed yourself. So go ahead. What have you been doing?
Well, I've been playing Call of Duty.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Titanfall, right?
Yeah, you can definitely tell. I mean, from what I understand, some of the people from this game left for Titanfall before it went into development, and you can kind of definitely see that.
Oh, so wait, people from Respawn went to Call of Duty, or the other way around?
No, the other way around.
Did Activision develop this one?
People from Sledgehammer, because they took some of the people from Sledgehammer and they took some of the people from Infinity Ward, and they kind of came with some of the ideas. Because this game has actually been in development longer than Titanfall was.
Nice.
It's Call of Duty. It's Call of Duty with some futuristic weapons, a lot of drone fighting, double jumping, side dashing. Oddly, no. I can't run and crouch, no slide, which makes no sense to me. The entire time, and maybe it's Destiny, but the entire time that I'm sprinting, if I can double jump, I should be able to slide behind cover, and it doesn't let me, and it drives me crazy.
Mega Man can do it. Come on, that's lame.
Have you been playing single player or
I
multiplayer?
played both, just to give it a shot. I freely admit I'm terrible at Call of Duty. I don't want to put the time into it to try and get good. I don't think I've ever prestiged once in any game.
Well, it's not really, honestly, it's not that hard, Jacob. You just have to like lift your gun up and shoot in one direction, and you win. Like,
But that's my problem. I just want to run backwards away from the game.
Makes sense. I'm just saying, like, that game sucks. Anyway,
I mean, they changed some stuff in the multiplayer with the loadouts. They kind of addressed the fact that there's a lot of people that get frustrated with not being able to do their kill streaks. So if you're always dying after two kills, you can change out your loadout so that you get some other perks instead of drops.
Can I get a nuke after 2 kills?
And stuff like that, yeah.
That's
So
nice.
they did some kind of cool stuff like that. The voice acting was good in the single player. The cutscenes were amazingly well done. Really, really, really looks good. I mean, they motion captured the actual actors doing the scene with props and the whole set.
Kevin Spacey.
Tell that was in there. What was that?
Kevin Spacey, right?
Yeah, Kevin Spacey's awesome. He just plays this like hammed up version of his House of Cards character.
And
He's
good
just like
cutscenes are-
overacting.
Good cutscenes are great, but if the gameplay sucks, I mean, you know.
It's Call of Duty. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's definitely better than Ghosts. I would have rather played this than Ghosts if I have to play one again.
Have you played every Call of Duty in the series?
Everything but Black Ops 2.
So like I thought Modern Warfare had a really good story, and I thought Black Ops had a terrible story. How would you consider the story mode in this?
It's predictable. Unfortunately, I pretty much guessed every major plot point within the first minute of the game. And I mean, it's
Good
easy
guy.
to do. You're like, this
Gonna
guy's
shoot
bad,
me
this is
later.
going to happen, he's going to help you out, he's going to turn on you, that guy's going to die. Oh, look, there's a girl. Like, that's how that game
Let me guess, you have to rescue her because she's a damsel in distress.
Oh, no, she's a Russian interrogator.
Ah.
So she
Is-
murders people. But
is
she's
she-
there for seriously like 3 levels, and then you're done.
Is she oddly
Right.
sexualized?
Yeah.
Murders people
Big
with-
boobs.
I mean, they're
Always.
no. She kind of looks a little mannish.
Hmm.
Then it's true to Russians.
Ah, Great. Now there's a
Sorry,
rush.
our one Russian listener.
Now there's
They're gonna have to start doing reverse feminism in video games where they make everything like an ugly ogre woman in there that needs a witch bats. Like,
Sick.
I mean, I'll say that I've played it, and the entire time I played it, I just wanted to put it down and go back to playing Fantasy Life. I just wanted to play my 3DS. That's about it.
Do you have a dog in this one?
No,
That's not as good.
you
then.
have a prosthetic arm.
Does
Oh.
it fire missiles?
No, it controls a little drone fly sometimes.
oh god.
Does the drone fire missiles?
Set.
No, it does not, sadly.
Does anybody fire missiles?
You do get an attack drone.
Does it at least perform Kung Fu Grip?
Based on the cutscenes I've seen, it has no kung fu grip. He has negative kung fu grip.
I'm not buying it. So
No.
what is the actual bring out your dead on this? Just that you
So-
can't fucking dive crouch?
Well-
It's you can't dive crouch, which the way that the game flows, it should be in there. But also for me, it's the fact that they do these awesome cutscenes, and they have this main character who's voiced by Troy Baker, who's an awesome voice actor, and they only use him in the cutscenes. So 75% of the time, he doesn't say a goddamn word. And that drives me crazy in games. If you have a
Not even
protagonist, he needs
manly
to talk.
grunts.
Oh, he doesn't even grunt.
It's
Like
'cause
even
he's
when you're getting
worried
hit,
about his
like he doesn't
prosthetic
make a
arm.
sound. He's like silent.
You're-
as
It's
punishment.
because he's a real man. Real guys don't cry when they get shot.
Sounds like Combat Evolved. We just took a step back to Halo Combat Evolved.
Well, and that's the thing is like when we just thinking about it, Dead Space had a great silent protagonist in the first game, right?
Terrifying.
Yeah, and Isaac Clarke didn't need to say anything because dude was straight fucked. But then in Dead Space 2, they had him interact with people and he actually talked and spoke, and that was kind of the differentiator. And so it's unfortunate that they can't use a little narrative in this day and age.
If you're going to have him talk and you're going to use a voice actor of Troy Baker's quality, then have him interact when they're talking to you within the game. So he says things and he does inner monologues throughout the cutscenes, but then like they're in the game and they're like, hey, his name's Mitchell. He's like, hey Mitchell, do this. Hey Mitchell, do that. Hey Mitchell, what do you think? Like they'll ask him questions and he just does things.
Oh, shit.
Like it's like he has no presence while he's there.
They're like, hey,
He's just
what do you
Jack
think?
Bauer.
He's like, hold on.
What do you think the budget was for that game, and the fact that the oversight of like something that glaring, like that big of a glaring problem, and you have that many people on board and they couldn't fucking do that? Like, what the fuck is going on with Call of
I mean,
Duty?
Troy Baker like won awards when he did, Batman and The Last of Us and BioShock. Like, for him to come in and just be like underutilized is just sad.
Yeah, and well, I mean, they made a big deal about how you're playing one character throughout the series or throughout the game rather than switching it up and making you play other people. And he just doesn't like you said, he's so underutilized in there, and you just expect more from him. It's really just these like inner monologues that you really feel like he's reading from a script, and he's like reading some essay that some soldier or somebody is writing for an English class.
So it's kind of like Peter Dinklage in Destiny, then, where his lines are just really shitty. Oh.
Don't bring up the Dinklage again, or I might have to kill you.
As for
I had a heart attack when I realized that it was him. I still actually really like him in Destiny. Because I was freaking geeking out so hardcore. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Tyrion, and I didn't know that everybody knew that at all. But I liked him a lot. I didn't, except for the very end of it. Then I got kind of.
We still make fun of you. It's okay.
It's okay.
As for the sliding, it sounds like it's just that element of the game that's missing. Like I hate in games when you can climb up things really quickly or you can sprint, but then you get to a ladder and you can't go up the ladder quickly.
They do.
So
there's a whole scene in Evil Within where you're outside of a police station and there are police zombies, and if you make noise, they climb over the fence to come get you, but you can't climb over the fence, and it kills me. I'm like, shit, I gotta get away. I'm gonna climb this fence. What? Why can't I can't fucking climb the fence? The zombies are Oh, yeah.
They're more coordinated with you without their brains, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can't climb over the fence, as long as you can't climb over anything else, then that's fine.
No, man.
In Resident Evil, if you can't shoot and run because that's how the game's designed, fine. But if you're like this badass running around, but then you can't slide behind cover or you can't sprint up a ladder, like, I'm sorry, this is stupid. It's an element that they just overlooked. It's like Batman without his batarangs. Like, it just doesn't work.
Well, and I feel like run sliding, at least for me, is like, I mean, the only game I think that utilized it really well was Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge, like, you could run, slide under shit, jump off walls. I'm not the only guy that thought that game was amazing. But, oh, God.
Well, enough people did because they're making another one, Tom.
Yeah.
Splinter Cell games or The Last of Us, like being able to dive or slide behind cover, it's when you're in a firefight, you want to do that.
Yeah. So that's it. Jacob, any final points on your Call of Duty / Bring Out Your Dead before we go into the final portion of the show?
The grenades are probably the coolest thing about Call of Duty, which...
Is that just because you can blow yourself up and stop playing?
I like the idea of what you did. You had a lethal grenade, you had a tactical grenade, and you could cycle through what each of them did for any given thing you want to do. So like the tactical grenades was you had a threat, which would throw them up and give you like a digital version of this thing that you could see, so you could see through walls and see where they were always at. Then you also had an EMP, which would take out armored things and then drones, and then you had a flashbang. But then on your tactical or your lethal side, you have a smart grenade, which homes in on wherever your reticle is. It'll find the nearest guy and kill that. Then there's a contact grenade, which just explodes instantly, or normal frag grenade. So that was kind of cool.
So did Oprah get a hold of Call of Duty? Everyone gets a grenade. You get a grenade. You get a grenade. Everybody gets a grenade.
Look under your chairs. There's an extra grenade.
Yeah, right on.
I'm just going to forever refer to this game as Grenade of Duty. That's all I use for a grenade.
All right, so let's cover the two quick news announcements. At least my favorite news announcement of the day that happened during the Nintendo, what do they call them? Nintendo Direct Game Edition, which was really a whole bunch of rehashed information with like extra snippets and one super huge thing. Who wants to yell it out excitedly? Because I don't want to. Somebody do it excitedly. Somebody.
Why did you type
Majora's Mask is coming out for the 3DS.
That wasn't excited enough. I need to redo that.
It's
So,
11 o'clock at night. I don't want to wait for my family.
So I'm like, I don't know. I'm excited, but I'm not excited. Like, I'm stoked that they're re-releasing one of the Zelda games that I actually never played because I was too poor to have an.
Doctor Symptoms right there.
No, I was too poor to have an expansion pack as a kid, and so I never got to play Majora's Mask. That's cool. However,
and you missed out on StarCraft 64.
I did.
fucking amazing game.
And Perfect
Your
Dark.
eyes, you
You
have
didn't play
crazy
Perfect
eyes
Dark?
right now.
No, you could play Perfect Dark without the expansion pack.
Oh, I thought you had to have it.
No, it was optional on Perfect Dark, so I did
You
play
played
Perfect Dark.
Dark.
Yes,
Good job.
but at the same time, stop remaking fucking Zelda games. Make a new one. Damn it.
I
It
agree.
is. It
Give us
comes out
a
this
new
year.
one.
Next year. Sorry, it comes out next year. On the Wii U.
It's because they know what sells. They know how to make money off of it, and Nintendo isn't exactly like the front runner for making money in video games as of late, at least.
They're making tons and tons of money.
Well,
Maybe.
Well-
yeah, I guess in comparison to the other companies like bleeding out money to produce things, I guess yeah, like income to debt ratio or whatever. But
Yeah.
But
as
this
far as like their new console sales, they never ever
No.
reach the tops.
and right now
We
they're
consider ourselves a game company.
well, and this
We
is
consider ourselves an entertainment company.
well, and here's the thing: is this is the first this quarter is the first time that Nintendo has been on track to turn a profit in like 2 years.
And it's mainly
Um,
because of Mario Kart.
Right?
Yeah, they know two things work: Mario and Zelda. Which hey, I love both. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
That's why now in Mario Kart you have Link in his Zelda cart.
Oh my God! But did you see the?
Really? That's
yeah.
awesome.
But did you see the
Is there a
F-Zero
DLC
cars?
about
Next week, November 8th or the 13th.
Also, Super Smash Brothers, the fact that you can play as the Duck Hunt dog in Super Smash Brothers now.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna like throw
Mhm.
dead ducks at people.
He's just
but
gonna
that's
laugh
be
the whole
pretty
time.
cool.
it? No, he throws frisbees and cans that explode.
Jacob, what other announcement did you want to discuss?
They just announced a collector's edition for Kingdom Hearts. So it's an HD collector's edition. It's comes in a bundle. It comes with both Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and Kingdom Hearts 2.5, which basically includes every Kingdom Hearts game except for the 3DS version, and you get a little Heartless plushie.
Oh, cute.
That is awesome. Did they give out any more information about the next game?
Yeah.
No.
Kingdom
Not at
Hearts
all.
is one of those games where I got to the very end, you're fighting the main boss, and I have like a sliver of life left, and he has a sliver of life, and we both swing, and in the first game, when you die or when you kill someone, like the main boss, it goes like all slow motion, and so we both hit, and I had no idea because it slowed down, I had no idea who killed who, and then I found out I survived, and I was like, yes! Like, nothing else mattered.
Like, I have this vision of Randy, like, jumping out of bed in the morning excited because he's relived that moment in a dream. And his wife is like, get the fuck back in bed. He's like, no! I won! I won again!
Well, and it was also...
Get it.
I had two friends over who were watching me play, and we had been playing this together. Like when we die, we'd hand the controller over, and so when it slowed down, everyone was like, it was like that moment of, oh my gosh, what just happened, and then it was bliss. That's what happened.
That's even more epic.
Oh.
Those fanboys.
Yeah.
All right, and the final moment. Who had the release list? I can't remember who had it.
Jacob.
Jacob, what are our upcoming releases for the next week or so?
So next week you've got Lego Batman 3,
Oh my God.
Sonic Boom,
Oh yeah.
both
Which
consoles and
which has a
Yeah.
demo on the 3DS available now. You can play a little bit of it.
Minecraft for the Vita,
Boo.
Digimon
Finally.
All-Star
Lame.
Rumble, Tales of Hearts, and Shape Up. And those are the only games that matter, because does anybody really
What?
care about Assassin's Creed and Halo Master
And the Master Chief Collection?
You got Unity and Rogue and Master Chief, which are honestly the big sellers. Lego Batman will do well, but it'll do well once they do the price drops.
I have to say, I'm surprised you actually mentioned a Batman game first. I expected you to care about.
Yeah, but it's beyond Gotham City, so it involves all of the Green Lantern cores.
Right.
I should say the Lantern cores. Sorry, my bad.
Is it
There's more than green, Jacob.
is it still gonna have a bug that
Even
makes you?
I know that.
Is it gonna have a bug that makes you fly all the way into the middle of the ocean to continue a quest like the last one did?
I hope so.
It was fucking terrible.
No,
No.
you get to play as Kevin Smith. I don't know if that's that could be something awesome.
Really?
Yeah. And Adam West is voicing 60s Batman.
That's
So you-
awesome.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh my
Nice.
gosh. That's awesome.
So
And then, so I mean, those are the big titles for next week. Oh, and also World of Warcraft launches next Thursday.
ooh.
And then the following week, we have Far Cry, Smash Bros. For the Wii U, Grand Theft Auto 5 re-release, and
You can do first-person mode.
So
Oh, and don't forget.
Oh, so you can hate it in first person view. Yay!
there was something else that was totally not important.
Amiibos.
So it's Dragon Age.
I'm sorry, Jacob. I didn't cue up your awesome scream. For anybody who wants to see Jacob lose his mind, there's a video of him screaming like a little girl about Dragon Age.
I saw that video and I was dying. It was the best.
I don't even know where that came from. It just happened. I think it's Pierce expressing my fanboy, and it just sort of popped out.
So there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week.
Someone in chat named Jay Bergeson says your beard is stuff of legend.
Isn't it? Bergeson, check it out, dude. Look how good it is. Look how good it
Blow in
is.
the wind.
But
It does.
He takes
Berg-
a heroic pose.
We're gonna call it a night, I think, because I'm tired and my beard needs rest. So going across the bottom, Mandy, Jacob is the bearded picture, Lance, Randall, Steve, I'm Tom. We'll see everybody later on in the evenings. Somewhere there's a button that turns this off.
See you later.